has taken over.
Let's go.
It's Ferrall.
Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money.
It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
All right, so we get into the second hour. Make sure you get the SportsGrid app on iOS or Android. You're going to love it. You can watch the network on it. You can listen to the network on it. It's got the TV and radio side. Follow your favorite hosts like Carver High. It's got in-game odds, egg sandwiches, stories, videos, highlights. It's the best app in sports, the SportsGrid app. Get it today. Free. Free is me. Hey, did you know we're streaming on X at SportsGrid-Live every day, always, including right this very second. Check it out on X. SportsGrid on X. You can get the Ferrall Coast to Coast and Ferrall on the Bench podcast every day, Monday through Friday, both shows on Apple, iTunes, or wherever you download podcasts. Let's take a look at the lineup tonight on SportsGrid TV at 6. It's Front Office Sports today at 6:30. Game time decisions with the Kevin Walsh. At 8, it's the original OG in-game live with Scott Wetzel and Dave Sharapan. And then at 10, Sports Rage with Morency. On SportsGrid Radio tonight at 8, it's The Institution. Carver and Lisi. Get it all. SportsGrid TV, SportsGrid Radio. Why go anywhere else? All right, I don't know what to say. I guess, I just don't agree with it, but it is what it is. It's too late. Nothing I can do about it. They gave Hellebuck the Vezina and the Hart Trophy. In the NHL, the Hart Trophy is the league MVP. The best player in the NHL is the goalie that can't win in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised as well. He becomes the 5th goalie to ever do this, which is pull off the double, winning the Vezina and the Hart in the same season. Jacques Plante in 61-62. Hasek did it twice, 96-97 and then 97-98. Jose Teodor in 01-02, and then Carey Price in 14-15. Hellebuck becomes the 5th. Look, I get he was the most important player on the best regular season team, and they were the best regular season team. They won the President's Trophy. I got a problem given, and even with these other guys, I thought this with Price, I thought this with Teodor, even back with Hasek. You know, the goalies have an award. It's the Vezina. It's the best goalie in the league. I don't know about giving him the most valuable player, too. I feel like the Vezina is the most valuable goalie, the best goalie, however you want to put it. I don't like giving it to Hellebuck, Scotty. I really don't. I hated the.
Did you see how they gave it to him out in his backyard when he was getting off his fishing boat? They gave him boats. He didn't know. He didn't know. He knew he was going to win the Vezina, and they brought him the Vezina, and he was really happy. But he didn't see the other one coming around the corner when they waited for about 5 minutes, and then some guy came running down the hill with the Hart Trophy, and he didn't even know what it looked like. I'll give him this. It was special seeing that moment with his family and his dad, his wife, his kids, everybody. It was really cool. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't think he's the most valuable player in the NHL.
And you don't really realize till you see that video.
I think he's a massive disappointment in the playoffs. He was a joke.
Right. Yeah, the playoffs were a major problem. I don't think you even realize you mentioned that.
He didn't win the Four Nations either. All this guy does is lose big games. And you're telling me he's the best player in the league? Wow, what does that say about your league?
Yeah. How big those trophies are. You don't realize, and then you see him holding it. I think it's massive, that Hart trophy.
I wouldn't have wanted to do the trophy unveiling at my mansion, so everyone that robs homes now for a living gets a nice good look at the house that they're going to rob. It's now the biggest sport in sports is robbing professional athletes' homes. Here's where I live, nowhere.
No, that's it's true. With everything that's going on lately, putting that in. Now, maybe they rented that house. Maybe they were out on some fishing trip and they rented that.
That was his house.
That was his crib? Well,
yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. Remember Patrick Mahomes showing everybody his golf course, his swimming pool, his basketball courts, and bragging about his big mansion, and then they cleaned that thing out.
They sure did.
Here's the thing: never tell anyone where you live. Here's a tip for you.
And didn't they just? I don't know
enough.
if you did this. You might have did this story in one of the Ferrall finishes recently. Didn't they clean out a whole bunch of athletes in the Seattle, Washington area?
Oh, yeah.
Like they did.
Oh,
they
yeah.
cleaned like a bunch of guys, Mariners,
Everybody.
Seahawks. But they got a whole bunch of players.
They did the
up in
whole
Seattle area.
city worth of teams, guys' houses.
Even the old
caught
players.
him.
They even
caught
got
him,
Sherman. They did catch that guy.
They caught him. But they haven't. I mean, I know you're going to talk about him later. Your boy Antonio Brown, he's got problems.
Look, I know he's been off the
Hook.
path for a while. Your boy Antonio Brown, but now, I mean, did you see the video of there's
I did see the video
around too. Your boy's like he's gonna go into 10, I think, for a little bit.
What was great about it was, let's face facts, let's just get it over with here right now. This guy got in a fight at this event, and at a boxing event, and then he was in a fight, and he reached into a security guard's holster, pulled out his gun, and started shooting people. Okay, so he's wanted for attempted murder, and they're not going to have a hard time finding Antonio Brown. You know why? Because he's an idiot. Okay, so here's what the cops do. That when they're looking for a murderer, or they're looking for these people that break out of jail, they're all idiots, and so they find them. That's what they do. They're going to find Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's not smart enough to hide. He's insane, and so he's crazy enough to do something even dumber than he's already done. Like, I could see him actually doing something harmful to himself because he realizes where he's going. He's got attempted murder. He's going to the 10. And that's the end of it. So I can see him doing something real stupid next. Let's see how stupid he can get here, because he's wanted for attempted murder. Let's see where it goes. I say it goes nowhere good.
I would put money on your side as well.
You would bet on that he'd off himself. I think he will.
I hope. Well, look, you don't want to see that. Obviously,
I don't want anyone to do that, but I can see it.
I wouldn't be surprised by anything that happens with Antonio Brown at this point. Anything. Yeah. You give me a story with Antonio Brown. Usually we get these stories that come across our desk, and we have to go be like, is this true? Can we even say this yet? Can we make sure that this actually happened?
Right.
If you gave me an Antonio Brown one right now, I wouldn't even have to check. You would know it's probably got some.
And remember this, he's broke. So he's not only is he crazy, but he's broke. He's broke.
How is he broke?
He's a moron.
Then.
He's a moron. He's blown all that money in the NFL. It's all gone.
Said it. All right, we'll start the basketball and we come back. Finally, a bogey for Thirsty Lawrence as he goes from 6 under to 5 under.
Get this guy back to earth.
Bring him back to the pack. Get all the guys at even.
Start raining or something.
Get them back in. JJ Spuds, by the way, is lining up here on 11. They haven't put on the screen yet what he's actually going for here. But he's, of course, got a couple bogeys.
There yet?
They're still on the course. Oh, this is actually for birdie here for Spawn, but it's a pretty good distance out. This would be a hell of a putt if he actually made it. And he does. He drops the birdie, Spawn. He's back to 4 under. JJ Spuds getting involved there.
So what is he, one back? He's one back?
One back. Lawrence 5 under, Spawn 4 under now, and Burns in the clubhouse at 3. Everyone else -1 or lower on the board at this point. Is it still scoreless with Skeens? Skeens is out of the game, by the way.
Skeens is out, but it's still scoreless. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Runner at first, nobody out for the Cubs.
All right, there you go.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
It'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do, but the Knicks are at a point now where they don't have to blow it up. They may still do so, and they have a right to do so, but with trading the 4 first-round picks and the pick swap for Mikal Bridges, the Knicks don't have a lot of room in regards to actual picks to throw at people.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
No one is going to pick Indiana. No one's going to pick Indiana to make it close, honestly. Like, you could get tremendous odds if you pick OKC in 7.
I think that taking the series over 5.5 games, the last 2 NBA Finals series ended in 5. I think this one goes 6. I think the Thunder will get the job done, but I think the Pacers are just too strong of a team and too talented of a team and too deep of a team to lose in 5 or fewer games.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Knicks really got past that playoff dragon for them that really stood in their way. So for the New York Knicks to be the Celtics and then an outright favorite to win the Eastern Conference Finals, that's where the disappointment is.
The goalpost got moved, right? Because when you went into the Celtics series, a lot of Knicks fans said they weren't going to beat it. I'll say this is more unprecedented than the 99 run when they were the 8th seed.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Face is the new face. New face of what? The hell are you talking about? Like seriously. Oh, the new face of the NBA, Anthony. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, really? Guy's got 2 shots. You're face of the NBA. Slow down. He's a good player. I've always thought the whole face of the NBA thing was comical. You want him to be the face of the NBA because you don't like it that all the other faces in the NBA aren't American.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're talking about the NBA Finals continuing tonight in Indianapolis at the Fieldhouse.
Yeah, of course, we finally get back going with them. Only 1 day off, which is nice. We have that with the NHL to this time around between 4 and 5 also. The Pacers up 2-1 after the Game 3 win at home. SGA and the Thunder going to be looking to even things up. We'll start with SGA. He's not worried. Thunder not worried. They've been down 2-1 before.
Yeah, it feels a lot similar. Obviously losing game 1 under the buzzer beater, winning big game 2, being up in game 3 and losing the lead. There's a lot of similarities. Now the teams are very different, so you can't kind of compare the situations too much. But at the end of the day, we have to be who we are and who we've been all season. And I think we got back to that in that series. If we want to give ourselves a chance in this series, it has to be the same thing.
Yeah, listen, let's cut through all the bullshit. He needs to score 40-plus tonight.
I agree. He needs to score some points. He's got to have a monster night. He's got to lead the Thunder all the way home. Here is head coach Mark Deneau. He also expects his team. They've been resilient all year with their 68 wins and their march to the NBA Finals. They'll be ready to go.
I just think we stay pretty, emotionally even, in all the different experiences. And you really see that when we win. I think it's, if you're going to get, high on the wins, then the natural opposite of that is to get low on the losses. And this team doesn't really swing violently between those two things, never has. I think a lot of that's just the personality of the players, and they do a great job with that. So, these are new experiences for us, but we're experienced enough to know what this is going to come down to.
Yeah, I don't think so. They're very young. They're all 25 or younger. They have not been in the finals. They have not been down 2-1 in the finals. Playoff series prior to the finals are not the same oatmeal. That's just all there is to it. And they are up against it tonight if they don't win, they can kiss goodbye, and it'll be the most embarrassing 68-win loss, regular season 68 wins, that they didn't win the finals. Every team that ever won that much in a regular season won the championship. That was it. They'll be the first one to blow it that was ever this good. I'm pretty certain of that. I don't even have to look it up, do I? I mean, there's never been anyone this good that didn't finish the deal. They're in trouble. And, people, the fact that they are favored in every game, still favored in the series and all this other nonsense, they have lost. Game 1, they were up 15. They blew it. And they got their ass run out of the building at the Gainbridge, the other night. So Wednesday night, they got their ass kicked, and now they're playing there again tonight. And it is going to be on its ear again in that building. And this team they're playing just never stops. They just go hard for 48. They are going to have to play literally like their, pants are on fire tonight. I mean that. The Buccos, I just saw Henry Davis have a hit for the first time ever. I just saw it, a double off the wall. Oh, my God, Carver High. Stop the press.
I told you.
Party. It's a bullet dance party. It's a bullet dance party.
He's been hitting the ball hard. He has been making really good contact. Another double.
He missed the basket by an inch.
I'm telling you, he's starting to figure it out a little bit here over the last 2.5, 3 weeks. He's getting some real good swings on the ball. Now, was that a leadoff double for him?
Leadoff double.
Okay,
and now
get him home now.
They got a bunt. He gets over to third.
By the way, if the Thunder don't win the title, they would have the second most wins ever without a title. Now, remember, the 73-win Warrior team lost to LeBron in the championship in 15-16. They didn't finish off that big 73-win season.
Was that the one where Green got thrown out of the series for the game and they...
Right. That's the 1 year Cleveland beat him. The Warriors beat him the other 3 times, right? Didn't they play like 4 years in a row and the Warriors beat him the other 3? Of course, the 73-win year was the year they didn't finish the job. But this would be the second most wins without winning a title if they don't pull it off. And you want to know what? Like you always say, nobody will care that you won 68 games. Just like nobody cares the Warriors won 73 games that year. Nobody cares.
But they'll make fun of you for it. And they'll make excuses. They blame Draymond Green for that. And they'll blame whoever for this. In fact, they'll probably blame Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the league MVP, couldn't get it done when it mattered most, if they don't get it done. Now, I actually still believe that tonight they're going to give the Pacers problems. I think tonight they show up, and I think they're going to go home. I think they're going to pull an Oilers. They're going to go home even.
No, I don't mind that, and I think it's going to happen also. We want both of these going all the way through next week. If we get a full 7 games out of both the NBA and the Stanley Cup, that would be it would be perfect.
There's no U.S. Open next week.
There's no U.S. Travelers, Cromwell, get ready.
Here's how much people care about the Travelers in Cromwell, Connecticut. Here we go. Hold on.
It's not many.
Oh, the Buccos plate the run in the 8th. Tank gets in. Let's go. And guess who got him in? A little tapper to the mound from O'Neal Cruz to throw home was Wild. The catcher couldn't make the catch. He slid home. Your boy, Hank. First hit I've ever seen him have in 2 years.
How about that? Wow, they're showing a Mickelson shot on the coverage. I haven't seen. Phil's actually in the cut line right now at +4.
Phil what is he, 55? Honestly, Phil. Yeah. Shut it down, bro.
Well, they've made a big deal about it. This could be his last U.S. Open. He's got no exemptions for the U.S. Open after this year, unless he earns some somewhere else. So this could be the last U.S. Open.
He never will. It's over. It's Champions League time, son.
It's time. It's time for that.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I got a feeling
Finally.
Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So Rick Carlisle must like SportsGrid, because is he talking spreads here at some point?
Well, the funny thing is we all, you know how they all say they don't know the spread. All these coaches, they don't know who's favored. They don't know that.
Liar.
At least Rick Carlisle, who usually doesn't really give you much, at least he's willing to admit he knows what the spreads are. Here's Rick.
That's the challenge before us right now, is to maintain. And, it's got to be a killer edge to beat these guys. I mean, we're going to be an underdog in every game in this series. It was 10.5 in the first two games, 5.5 these last night, and then tomorrow.
How great is this?
It's a daunting challenge. Anything less than a total grit mindset, and we just don't have a chance.
Anything less is uncivilized.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that it bothers, because you never see that. You never see head coaches do that. Do you think it bothers Adam Silver? And it shouldn't, because he's in bed with the books. Does it bother Adam Silver that Rick Carlisle's up there going, we're 10.5 point dogs, or 5.5 point dogs? It shouldn't. But do you think it does? No.
They're making billions off of sports books, the NBA. I mean, that guy, you could talk about bed linens if it was making him billions. You could talk about cat food if it was making him billions. Literally, this guy, do you hear him? I heard the interview the other night. He literally talked about how great Oak City and Indianapolis, the markets are for basketball, and how enormous it's been for the league. You're going to sit here and tell me you didn't want the New York market in the NBA Finals? He's lying through his teeth. No one cares about Oklahoma City at all, except people that live there. No one cares about Indianapolis, except people from the Hoosier State. That's it. You've never heard anyone ever. Listen, even the Indianapolis 500, which I've been to 13 times, it draws 400,000 people every year to the Brickyard, right? People still don't care. No one cares about that. Do you actually know someone that watches that? Honestly, no one watches. Like what's next? You're gonna tell me? No, I know Luke watches the Coca-Cola 6.
Yes, he does.
I don't.
He does.
I don't. Wait, dear, Luke loves NASCAR so much that he says Formula One sucks. Formula One beats NASCAR's ass. I mean, into the ground, like 6 feet under. I mean, the money they make in Formula One. NASCAR, you couldn't name 5 NASCAR drivers right now if I paid you. Honestly, you've always said it, Carver. Nobody knows them. No one cares about Oklahoma City and Indianapolis. I love Indiana. I went to IU. I went to Indiana University. And I know the great Hoosier State. But it's still backward-ass hillbilly. I mean, it's Farmer City. Scarecrow on the backbone on the bone. I'm born in the acre. Used to call my daddy here. Tasted land. John Cougar. They played John Cougar songs at the Little Pink Houses for you and me. They're literally playing his songs during the commercial breaks of the Pacer games. No one listens to John Cougar anymore. Ever. They're shoving him down our throats. No one cares about Indiana for anything. Remember your boy, my Indiana home. Remember Jim Neighbors? I mean, what is next? And what is Oklahoma City? Like, what is happening there that anyone gives a rat's ass about? No offense. I'm sure you love it there. You live there. It's the greatest place on earth. No, it isn't. Hate me all you want. I don't care. I'm right. I'm right. That's it. And I'm mean.
Back-to-back bogeys for Thurston Lawrence. He's back to 4
Thurston,
under.
how? What's the matter, girly man?
Back down to 4 under.
Welcome to Oakmont.
Here. And JJ Spawn tees off on the 12th and hits that's the par 5 on the back 9, and he puts in some deep stuff over on the left side. So I still believe those 4s are going to come back at least to Burns at 3 under today. I think that Burns will have a share of the lead, if not the outright, by the time the day finishes up here at Oakmont going into the weekend.
I believe it.
I need the cut to be +6, by the way. We had that special the other day. Cut +6 or lower at +750.
I don't want Rory on Saturday and Sunday. I'm sick of watching him mope around.
You're not getting that.
13 total, 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
I got a feeling Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
got to be kidding me. They told me today that the Golden Muzzy was back on Coast to Coast. Thank God. What is better than Nick Alberga in Toronto from NHL.com? And oh God, and he's just talking about the Stanley Cup Finals, which have been just exotic. But I want to start with what we talked about earlier. You just mentioned it to me, and we were talking about it earlier, Morency and I, about this Atlanta bid. They're going to build this $3 billion hockey arena in Forsyth County, which I said earlier was where Walking Tall was filmed, with the guy with the 2x4 that beat people he was chasing. Remember the guy with the nightstick and he hit people with 2x4s? That's where they filmed that. It reminds me, Forsyth County, of the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. That's where the mafia puts bodies when they kill them. They put them in the Pine Barrens. I just don't understand, frankly, how they give this city another team after it failed twice.
Bizarre, right? Like 3 times, and they're trying to chip away at this market because it's a massive market. But like, how many times do they got to show you and prove to you that they're not worthy of an NHL team? But there's been pushback, I will say, Scotty, on social media specifically, with a lot of people who are, bigger talking heads, will say, than me in the hockey world, saying that it's going to work out this time and that the logistics were just wrong the previous 2 times. But I'll see it when I believe it. The big question to ask you, if Atlanta comes back, they have to be the Thrashers, right?
Oh my God, don't get me started. No. Like, are you kidding? Is that what they're going to do? They're going to bring them back as the Thrashers? I may jump off a building. Honestly, I am against it vehemently. I think that, listen, I was there. This has nothing to do with me. I was crazy. I was wild. I was Harry Carey. I drank. I swung a hockey stick in the press box. Everyone was mad at me every day. I said things that were outrageous. I was a lunatic and all the rest. But when you lose 57 games, I had to be entertaining. When you lose every night 7-1, you got to be entertaining. It's not my fault that the place went from 18,000 a night to 10,000 a night. Nobody went to the games after the first year. They went broke. I mean, no one cares. I mean, Atlanta is a hip hop city. Let's stop trying to pretend like it isn't. Like, I literally said I used to run out of the arena to my car. I was scared to death in downtown Atlanta. Let's stop acting like it's some kind of slice of heaven on earth down there in the hood. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's like Chicago when it comes to murders. I mean, so they're going to put it out with the rich white people. You know what rich white people do? They don't go to hockey games either. They stay at home counting their money.
Tell you what, I heard the strip clubs are pretty good in Atlanta too. But I'm going to talk to a couple of
They had a
mutual
great
friends.
steakhouse.
I love that. You would know that, Scotty. But I'm happy you brought this up because I got to talk to a couple of buddies of mine that played for the Atlanta Thrashers, one being Anthony Stewart, the second being Colby Armstrong. They have to have one Scotty Ferrall story in there. So I'm going to do my due diligence. Next time I come on, I'll convey that message to you, okay?
I was out with Norm Miracle. Was that his name, the goalie?
Yeah, the goalie, yeah.
So I was out with him at 3 a.m, and we came out of the bar hammered, and his Porsche was gone. So that was a good one. The second good one, I can do these quick. Moose Johnson and I went out to a strip club in D.C., and I'm not allowed to go out with players. I'm not allowed to go to dinner or go to bars with players. So we got in at 5 a.m, both of us covered in vomit, and we were just like a little bit late for the team bus, an hour. And when we got on, the team gave us a standing ovation, and Don Waddell looked at me like I had raped his daughter. So I had my bad days with the Thrashers, but I got to tell you, I had a lot of fun with Moose. I remember the chick in the strip club was in a cage hovering above the bar like a bird cage, and she had a whip, and she was naked. Are we on the air, Mafia? Don't talk about the finals. Okay, so what did you think of Draisaitl? I called the Draisaitl winner last night in overtime. I've hit 4 money lines in a row. 4 totals in a row in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Scotty, tell you what, you're a pro for a reason, buddy. What a transition right there. I, for one, am in the same boat. I was riding the Oilers money line last night. In fact, I doubled down plus 540 down 3-1 in that game, and they made me so proud and so happy. And it's Leon Draisaitl. It's interesting to me if Edmonton goes on to win the Stanley Cup. I know it's hard to vote against Connor McDavid winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, but you can make a serious case, in my opinion, for Leon Draisaitl, because it seems like every time this team needs a big goal or a game-winning goal, it comes from Leon Draisaitl. But I tell you what, bud, it's been an awesome Stanley Cup final thus far. For the NHL, you got to be happy. The first 4 games, 3 of which have gone to OT. You even got Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce in attendance. Like, you've got to be ecstatic about the way things have gone the first 4 games.
I mean, it's just exotic. It's so great. It's fantastic. Game 1, they're getting their ass beat. They win in overtime on a Draisaitl. He had the first goal and the last goal in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He had the overtime winner last night. Game 2 was overtime. Marchand with the shorty and the overtime winner. That was insane. Game 3 was a blowout. Now we'll go to Edmonton. What do you think happens from here? I've been on the Oilers all season from day 1 to win the Stanley Cup, documented on SportsGrid. I've been riding. I said there is no way that McDavid and Draisaitl aren't getting their names on that cup.
One word, destiny. And you speak like a true Pittsburgh Penguins fan, because, Scotty, you lived this in the late, 2009, 2008 era, where Sidney Crosby loses year 1, goes back and wins Lord Stanley. And
Right.
I envision the same thing as you. They were my preseason pick. They were my pre-playoff pick. I stuck with them, even though they were a dog's breakfast going into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Quentin Byfield, for me, deserves the Conn Smythe Trophy because he didn't clear the zone. Maybe they don't even move on. I think that the word I would use with Edmonton is destiny. It just seems like every time they need a big moment, they get it. Imagine a scenario where Cal Pickard's going to be the guy to lead the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid to a Stanley Cup. But you're riding this guy now, and I'm with you. I believe in the Edmonton Oilers. In fact, I have 4 or 5 futures tickets on them to win the Stanley Cup. I just think it's their time, Scotty.
I mean, I just think they're special. And I think that last year when they came back from 3-0 and got to that 7th game and to lose 2-1 in a heartbreaker in Sunrise, because it gets real tight, those sticks in a 7th game. I think game 6 and game 7 in this series will be the same thing. Tight, grabbing sticks, stress, pressure, a lot of standing. I can't sit down when I watch the games. I got to be standing up and cussing. I think it's going to get to that point. What do you think happens tomorrow night? Carver High mentioned he thinks that with a short rest, only the 1-day travel, and got to play on Saturday at Rogers, that he believes the under hits there. I think it's still game 6 and 7 for me for the unders, but I think the Oilers have to win Saturday night in BC or in Farrell, Alberta. I think they have to get it done at Rogers.
I think they will. To your point, I have to play the under in game 5, 6, and 7. The trends and data have told us that for a lifetime almost, that if you're going to bet something over under, it's got to be the under. I think to your point, the momentum is riding high with the Edmonton Oilers. I think the time change will impact Florida a bit more than it'll impact the Oilers, who are used to it, going from east to Alberta time, 2-hour difference. And, the altitude's a bit there. So I'm trending towards picking the Oilers in that game. This is the way I saw it playing out to begin with. I think they go up 3-2. I think the Panthers tied things up on home ice. In a week from now, we're talking about game 7 in Edmonton.
I got 25 seconds. What do you think of the Kreider move to the Ducks? And do you agree with Hellebuck as the Hart?
I love the Kreider move. I think it's under the radar. I think he was a guy just who was in dire need of a change of scenery, and I think he's going to fit in well there, especially now with Coach Q in the mix. And I think if there were a year to give a goalie a Hart Trophy, it was this year. Connor Hellebuck, out of this world. I think a lot of people disappointed just because of how he exited the playoffs for the Winnipeg Jets.
The Golden Muzzy. Oh, my God. Is there anything better?
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I got a feeling
Finally.
Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So I forgot to ask Nick Carver High about Mitch Marner. All the reports say he's out of Toronto. Where do you think he's going to go? Like, a lot of people think he's going to go with Dubas in Pittsburgh. I don't buy that based on how bad they are. Do you, like, you saw the Ducks get Kreider. If they added a guy like Marner to that team, imagine what they would do if they got a guy like that in Anaheim. They'd matter again. They'd actually have a shot to obviously be a playoff team again. And when did they win it? 2007, something like that?
Yeah. Almost 20 years ago now, that Getzlaf and Perry team.
Well, they've sucked ever since.
When. They have. I think that he's going to go somewhere Western Conference, Western United States. I think he's going to be away from as much media as possible. I think his head spinning from being in Toronto the last few years. I could see him go live up in the snow in the mountains in Utah and get away from everybody. I could see LA. I could see LA or Anaheim, because I know LA is a big city, but in terms of hockey, media coverage, etc., it's not exactly New York, Boston, and Philly. You know, they're not going to get. You know, you could just chill the most on the beach and go play hockey in LA.
Yeah, no one cares. Like Elvis
Right.
covers them, and what, 5 other guys? No one cares about the Kings in LA in terms of media. They don't. They care about the Lakers and Dodgers. That's it.
I could see any of those, the Utahs, the places like that. I don't think he's going to Pittsburgh. I don't think he's going to, I forget the couple of other places that I've seen.
What about Seattle?
I don't think that's another one. Like,
That's
you just
the
go and
furthest
just,
one away.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of buzz with Utah, honestly, that Utah's got the space to give them obviously they need a big franchise face that they haven't had yet. I could see Utah giving them a boatload of money and him going there. By the way, Lawrence with a really long putt for par here. I would have to think he's going to drop another shot, as that thing is from some distance, and he does miss it. So Lawrence is going to go down to 3 under. So he's dropped 3 shots in the last 3 or 4 holes.
And the Pirates blew the lead. It's 1-1 in the ninth.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! That leadoff walk came around to bite them. The Cubs got that leadoff walk.
Of course it did. I mean, everything was going great until the Muzzy brought up Atlanta.
Oh my goodness! All right, Indiana and Oklahoma City. I gave you this yesterday, but for the series now, Indiana is of course up 2-1, but they're still plus 190. for the series. You can still get him at a pretty nice price as we get ready for Game 4 this evening. And as far as the Finals MVP goes, SGA is still the favorite for that. But with the series now 2-1, Halliburton and Siakam have made some inroads there on the odds board, plus 280, plus 950 for both of them. So really a three-guy race there for the Finals MVP, depending on who wins.
How funny is it? The guy that made the biggest difference, in my opinion, in Game 3 was T.J. McConnell, and he's not even on the board. So I have nothing to say about who the MVP is going to be. I mean, the guy carried him. He had 5 steals, 2 inbound steals. He had 10 and 5 dimes and a rebound. The guy's all of 6'1". I thought he was the most important player on the court for the Pacers, and they don't even mention him. So. And Nebhart has done nothing. Naismith has done nothing. Chet Holmgren, for what? His good games or his crappy games? I just don't agree with any of that. If the Thunder win it, they're going to give it to Shai Gilgeous. They always give him everything. He got the MVP, didn't he?
Yep.
And I put money on the Pacers. If you waited already, you might as well just do it right now while the show's on. Just go bet the 190 so you can make a little bit of money because you already blew your chance to make big money on them because they lead the finals 2-1. And remember, 80% of the teams that win Game 3 at 1-1 win the NBA Finals. That's when you should have bet them. Now you're waiting. Well, don't wait any further. If you think that they're going to win it, or even if you don't, why not bet it right now at plus 190 to make, some chump change?
As far as tonight goes, game number 4, minus 6.5 for OKC. 227.5 is the total. I've told you several hundred times. Why not one more? Oklahoma City's 0-8 on the road against the spread in the playoffs. 0-8.
Okay, well, I see that line at 6, most books, and that's crazy to me. So that's why I'm going to lay it. There's no way that people aren't pouncing on that 6, thinking that the Pacers are automatic to cover the 6. I say tonight they get whacked, and the Thunder cover.
I'm with you because remember, when the Thunder do win, it's by 10 or more. When the Thunder win their games, they typically don't. They're not close. Like they're not. Usually they win by a comfortable margin. So
I gotta go with them tonight.
Thunder for me. I'm laying it 6.5. I think will be 2-2 going back to OKC, which will be Monday night, right? They're not playing Sunday. That'd be Monday night. When we come back after the weekend, back in Oklahoma City. The most bet player props tonight. Dort, who was real good to me the other night with those threes, under 13.5 points, rebounds, assists. SGA to score the first bucket, plus 550. Turner under 5.5 rebounds. Naismith over a half assist, so 1 assist. And Halliburton under 5.5 boards. What a motley crew of most bet player props.
Yeah, well, first of all, can I see that again? I think that Turner, for me, will have more than what did it say? It said, is that 5.5 rebounds?
Yes, 5.5 boards for Turner, under.
Yeah, I think he can have more than that. And Halliburton, the rebounds, I can see that. So what he does is he scores and passes. Like, he's not a rebounder in my view. I think that under would hit. Naismith, what is that? Over. So he needs 1 assist.
Just 1 assist.
Naismith?
1 assist.
I'll take that.
He doesn't pass.
Okay, well, he will tonight. And then Dort under. I think that goes over. He's been scoring 12 a game. So I think he can
3
go
or 4 threes every game. 3 or 4 threes he's been draining. Downtown for Dort, your boy.
Their team total is 19.5 wins games. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I got a feeling
Finally.
Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. I got a feeling there is no chance they're going to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. I'm just kidding.
They're still not expected to have over 8.5 wins. They're still not expected to have a winning record. Now, I know things could change for the next 24 hours. I get that. But everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to sign with him. He's going to sign with him.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So they're going to extra innings at Wrigley. The Pirates and Cubs tied at ones. Here's Cabrian Hayes having a big day, 0-for-3 as usual. All right, so what is the story with Russell Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook declines his $3.5 million player option with the Nuggets. What does that mean? He will be a free agent. Free to go wherever he wants. Unrestricted for Russell Wilson, so it could be just 1 year and done in Denver for him, Scotty.
Well, yeah, and I think wherever he goes is going to be 1 year deals. No one's going to give him all kinds of money and years of service for his broke-ass Jay. Now, listen, I thought he was in the perfect place, and I thought they loved having him in Denver. And I thought he fit perfectly with that team in the role that he had. And now he's going to walk away from that. I think he'll rue the day that he made this decision. I don't think he's worth more than $3.5 million anywhere. I don't. I think he's a guy. I'll give him this. I think he plays hard. I think he plays every night. He busts his ass. I'll give him that. But this is the NBA of today. And they will base this on how old he is. And that's just all there is to it. They're not going to treat him and give him a ton of money to do what? I mean, he doesn't do anything anymore more than he did in Denver. He's not going to get better than he was in Denver on that team. I think he's imagining things if he thinks he's going to have some huge marketplace for his services. I really do. I think he's tripping.
I agree. I don't think that there's a large market of teams that are going to be banging down Russell Westbrook's door, trying to bring him in. I do not. And the other NBA thing I saw today was, I know you probably saw this too, that big KD trade could happen any day. A couple days from now, that big KD trade, the Rockets, the T-Wolves, there's a couple teams that are in the mix for KD. That could go down.
I just honestly really could care less anymore about the daily, year-round. I mean, he's as annoying, the daily updates on KD, as the Aaron Rodgers daily updates. Is there anything worse than hearing about Aaron Rodgers every single day of the year? And is there anything worse than the same thing for Kevin Durant? Who gives a F? anymore about Kevin Durant on a daily basis. I'd rather hear my wife yell at me. I really would. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Kevin Durant. People act like he's 23 anymore. Like, are you kidding me? This guy takes 2 months off a year to have vacations. Like, I don't even believe he's injured. He just takes off. He makes up injuries. So he doesn't have to play every night. He gets all that money. Like, honestly, oh, God, every day we hear about this guy's going to like 40 different teams. I have heard this guy's getting traded every day now for 4 months. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. How did he do in Phoenix? How did he do in Brooklyn? When are people going to get over this dude? Like, honestly, I don't deny he can score. I don't deny he can shoot. It's really hard to shoot when you're 7 foot. And when you jump, you're 9'4". And when you release the ball, you're 10'6". I mean, honestly, like, I'm sick of it. I want to talk about young, exciting players and teams like the Thunder, what they're doing, the Houston Rockets. I don't want to hear about this guy anymore every single day of our lives. I'm burned out on it. You have to be telling me I'm tripping. Don't tell me that, Carver. You're sick and tired of this guy. Don't even tell me I'm wrong.
I don't need it anymore. In fact, he's back. I guess because it's the off season, he's back to doing that thing where like he comments back to all the fans on social media that like are saying, and he's constantly like, I saw him arguing with somebody about his net tenure the other day, and like he's got something to say to everyone who about his days with the Nets. I don't know. I try not
his
to.
Days with the Nets were an abortion or a kid. I don't know what it was.
This Lawrence, he might give them all back on this hole. I don't know why. I thought I heard Mafia say it too when we were coming back. He aimed left on this 17th hole, and he shot it left into some really heavy stuff. But let me tell you, I don't know how he got it out of there that good. That was a pretty decent shot he hit coming out of that really thick stuff. So
Pirates with runners on second and third and nobody out in the 10th. Can we get in now? The bases are loaded. Your boy Hank, he just walked.
Hank's
I saw him get a hit and a walk
Hank
today. Hank just got on base. Sacks
turning
are full.
around.
Nobody out at Wrigley. Let's go.
Falcons are actually relieved that he's kind of not there to create more of a distraction. Look, I mean, I said it the day it happened. It was one of the stupider decisions I've ever seen by a professional NFL franchise to sign a quarterback to a $180 million contract and then draft his replacement exactly 5 weeks later. This was a terrible organizational decision by the Falcons. Now, they're going to spin this, and this is what's annoying about the Falcons and their PR staff. They're going to spin this as if this is the plan we had all along. This is the plan that when, Kirk Cousins either got hurt or didn't play well or got too old, we were going to have Penix come in. And guess what? The new plan is now we're going to keep Kirk Cousins as a backup. So if Michael Penix gets hurt, we told you so. We were right for keeping him on the roster. We were smart for keeping him here. No, this whole thing has been an abject disaster.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do, but the Knicks are at a point now where they don't have to blow it up. They may still do so, and they have a right to do so, but with trading the 4 first-round picks and the pick swap for Mikal Bridges, the Knicks don't have a lot of room in regards to actual picks to throw at people.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.